This is 12 non-quarterbacks who are under the most pressure for the 2024 NFL season. From CBSSports.com, 10 they say Kevin Stefanski, which I disagree. But they say Watson cannot be fully detached from Stefanski entering year 3 of their polarizing partnership. It feels like now or never for the Browns coach to squeeze something worthwhile out of the often injured quarterback. And again, the often injured, he had a non-contact ACL that ended his rookie season, and he had the shoulder surgery, the injury that ended last season. Are we calling Joe Burrow often injured? He had 2 seasons out of his 4 that ended early because of injury. Lamar Jackson has missed games. If you play quarterback in the NFL, you're going to get hurt, and those injuries are going to cause you to miss a lot of games. I wouldn't say he's often injured. Now, he does have to play well.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like you're saying, I mean, quarterbacks are going to get injured. I mean, I think I mentioned this last time I was on that, you can only protect a quarterback so much because defenders are always going to get those hits on the quarterback. You can't avoid that just because of the nature of the way the game is played. Your quarterback is going to get hit and going to get hit a lot after the whistle. It's just how it works. So you can't really put that on Kevin Stefanski. Obviously, you kind of have to hope that Deshaun Watson doesn't have another one of those injuries, especially last year. He had the rotator cuff strain, the high ankle sprain in Baltimore, and then, of course, the fractured glenoid in the right shoulder that caused him to miss the rest of the season. But I'm with you. I don't think there should be that much pressure on Kevin Stefanski. In fact, I think the pressure should be off of Kevin Stefanski. Again, two-time NFL Coach of the Year. They won 11 games last season with 5 different starting quarterbacks. They beat the 49ers with PJ Walker as their starting quarterback. And they beat the Steelers with Dorian Thompson-Robinson starting at quarterback. Joe Flacco led them into a December surge that got them in the playoffs. You could argue Kevin Stefanski, they don't get that far without Kevin Stefanski, without that steady hand and that offensive creativity that that allowed those quarterbacks, in spite of kind of the rotating carousel quarterbacks they had to put back there because of injury, that they don't get that far without Stefanski and his steady hand guiding the ship there.
Yeah, the other thing is if you want to, I think they're blaming the Deshaun Watson trade on it. They swang big with the Deshaun Watson trade. It hasn't worked out so far. Doesn't mean that it won't, but if it doesn't, would you rather him just sat there and done nothing and said, hey, we're mediocre, but we like mediocre? That was the thing. That trade said we don't like mediocre. Mediocre isn't good enough. So I don't get why people are upset about the Deshaun Watson trade, even in retrospect.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. Tying this to hockey, funny enough, because we have Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final tonight. Wayne Gretzky famously said, "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take." So, if it's better, I think, to have swung and missed, swing for the fences and missed, than to not swing at all. Because if the pitch is 90 miles an hour down the middle of the plate and you don't even swing, you have no chance to hit it. If you swing, you at least have a chance to hit it out of the ballpark. So, obviously, the Browns in 2022, they felt they had to go for the swing. Obviously, unfortunately for them, it hasn't worked out to this point. Not saying it can't, it certainly still can. But think of where they would be if they didn't make that Deshaun Watson trade. Where they'd be in 2022, where they would be in 23, now into 2024. I mean, they would not be in this kind of place where we're talking that they're at least a solid Deshaun Watson season away from really contending, I think, for a Super Bowl chance.